Good morning. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining our webinar today. Let me just make sure that we have all of our platforms working the live. Looks like they are. So we'll go ahead and get started. So we are so glad that you can join us. My name is Alyssa Martinez, and I will be moderating today's webinar. This presentation is using the Family Search Catalog and is being presented by Charlotte Van Valkenburg. Before we get started, we have a couple of housekeeping items. First, this class is being live streamed on the Roots Tech website, Facebook, YouTube, and X channels. You will be able to see a recording of this class on these pages once the live stream ends. We will also post the link to the handout in the comments section, but you can also find it on the Roots Tech page. If you have any questions, please post that question in the comments section. We will try to answer questions as they come in, but we will have a question and answer session following the presentation. We do ask that you try to keep your questions only those that pertain to the topic of today's class, as we may not have time to answer questions that don't pertain to the subject matter. If you need help with a specific research problem, we encourage you to sign up to meet one-on-one with our research specialist in a free 20-minute virtual consultation. Go to the Family Search Library's website at familysearch.org/library and click on Research Help. So let me introduce our presenter. Charlotte is an intern at the Family Search Library on the US and Canada team. She recently graduated from BYU, Idaho, with an emphasis on family history research. She finds joy in teaching others how to find the records that connect them to their ancestors. She loves spending her free time discovering all she can about her own ancestors and solving adoption mysteries with the help of DNA. So with that, we'll turn the time over to Charlotte.
Hello, thank you for joining today's class. I'm going to go ahead and stop my camera so that you can see the screen better. We have our class today on the Family Search Catalog, and it is an amazing resource, and I'm so excited to guide you through its features. I hope you'll discover something new and valuable today. So what is the catalog? It is one of the most important tools for you to use in your family history research. The catalog provides you with information about the records, books, microfilm, microfiche, and computer databases available from Family Search. Many of these records are available to access right from home. I am optimistic that after this class, you'll appreciate the value of the Family Search Catalog for your genealogical research. It may seem complicated at first, but once you understand how it is organized, you'll navigate it effortlessly and uncover the genealogical treasures you are seeking. You do not have to log into your account to use the catalog, but you will be able to access more records from home if you log into your free account. So where can you find the catalog? It is located in the Search tab up at the top, just to the right of the Family Search logo. When you click Search, it'll be the 5th option in the subheading. And that'll bring us back to the page that we were already at. So this is the catalog homepage, and to the left it says Family Search Catalog. Find books, records, images, and other important resources offered through the Family Search website, the Family Search Library, and select Family Search centers around the world. Below the introduction are a few links to learn more about using the catalog in case you need additional help after viewing this webinar. So there's learn how to use the catalog, and then there's tips and resources. And if I click on that, that'll bring you to some different articles about specific features of the catalog. At the bottom of the page is a link to browse the Family Search Library Catalog. The Family Search Library Catalog lists physical items available just at the library in Salt Lake City, Utah, as well as links to items in the Family Search Digital Library. You can search for books, microfilms, microfiche, maps, and more, and browse curated lists to aid in your research. If you don't find what you're looking for in the Family Search Catalog, I would suggest checking the library catalog as an additional resource. So over here on the top, on the right, is our search by options. And there are 8 search by options that you can use to find items in the catalog. We have place, surnames, titles, author, subjects, keywords, call number, and then film fiche image group number, which is a DG, is called a DGS number. For this class, we will go through each of the search options. You can search one of them at a time, or you can use multiple search options at a time to narrow or filter your results. There are also 2 types of availability options, which you can select to narrow down where the collections that you are searching for are available. Any is the default option, showing all available collections in the catalog at all locations, which include any family search centers or affiliate libraries across the world. The online selection will only show you what is available to view online. I typically recommend using the default any option, but you can use the online option as well. Just be aware you will be missing out on many of the items available. So let's get started searching the catalog. And the place search is typically the most used search. Place searches by jurisdictions, which will change and vary depending on the country you are searching in. Place search is an exact search and will drop down as you type. And it is important that you select from the list that will come up as you type. So let's say we want to search Shearsby, Leicestershire, England, United Kingdom. I can type in Shearsby, and you'll see the drop-down menu that comes right up. And I will select the result that looks closest to what I'm looking for. I have 4 different options, I think, but I'll click this first one. And then I'll go ahead and click search. And this is the search results page. And up at the top, you'll notice the gray box. And the gray box typically gives you information about the locality. And on the left, underneath notes, there's a link that says place information. And we will go ahead and open that one up. And this opens up the Places Research tool, which can help you to learn about places. It provides access to standardized information about places. The tool provides links where you can find information about a location, including articles in the Family Search Research Wiki. So on the right here, you'll see a map and a pin marking the location of the place that you searched for. So if I wanted to search for a different place, I might type in Charlotte, and I can see that it'll put a pin on all the places throughout the world that have the name Charlotte. Even one over in South Africa, there's a Charlotte. And maybe I want to scroll through the list over here on the left. And as I'm scrolling, it's selecting there. Maybe I want to pick Charlotte, Washington, Maine, United States. And we can look and see that the pin is showing Charlotte, Washington, Maine over here. There are options to zoom in or zoom out. And there's other toggle options for full screen view. If you click on the dates down below, you can see that this town in Washington County, Maine, was actually a part of Washington, Massachusetts from 1807 to 1820. And then as I click back on 1820 to today, it shows me how after 1820, and then it was part of Maine. And so that can be useful to research over time, how it's changed over time, the jurisdictions. So under the map is information about the place. It starts with basic information about the county or the town, a link to Wikipedia there. There's a link for historical information. Click on that. It tells you again about the boundaries. There are research links, and these are great. They there's a link for the Washington County, Maine Genealogy Family Search Wiki page, take you right to there, or the Maine United States Genealogy Wiki page. There's also a Wikipedia page and historypin.org. If you click on names, this will show you many alternate variant names to help you when searching for records in the catalog. And then as we scroll down, we also have citations in case you're wanting to cite this source. So that's helpful. That's the New Places tool. And we'll go ahead and exit out of that and go back to our results page. So also in the gray box, one more thing, you'll see where it says see part of England, Leicestershire. When you click on this will take you from looking at the records just for Shearsby to all the records in the county of Leicestershire. If I click on part of England, this will take me to all the records for England in the catalog. And then if I click on part of United Kingdom, this will take you to all of the record results for the United Kingdom. So if I want to go back to where I was, I can click Places within United Kingdom, and it shows me England, Scotland, and Wales. I can click back on England. Then I can click on Places within England, and I can click on, you'll see the alphabetized list of all the counties. I'll click on Leicestershire. And then I can click on Places within England, Leicestershire. And I can scroll through the list here and find Shearsby. I'll go back to there. And so these place options can be very helpful if you don't know what other states, counties, parishes, or cities exist in the area you are researching. And they can also assist you when you're uncertain about the correct spelling of the place you're looking for. So to summarize, you can use the links in the gray box to help you learn more about a place and to move around the different jurisdictions of a place. Over here on the far right, you'll find the search criteria and the search filters that we use. So the same that were on the main catalog page. And you can refine your search from here instead of going back to the home page. And then we'll go back over to the left again to our results. You can see in the parentheses that we have 14 results in the catalog for Shearsby. Underneath the search results, it has the tips and resources link that we saw earlier for additional help. It has a print option so that you can print what you're looking at on the page. And then also has a catalog print list. And the catalog print list is where you can add different collections to your list, and then you can print them later. Save a record of what you've looked at. And this can be helpful if you want to make a research plan of different collections that you want to view online, or if you're going to come to the Family Search Library, then you can have a list of what you want to look at when you get here. And if you have no collection in your catalog print list, then it will explain to you here how to add collections. And so as I continue today, I will add the items that I find to a print list, and then we can view that at the end. And then you can just click back here to go back. Okay, so we have 14 specifically for Shearsby, and underneath the search results, it has subject search terms, and it includes the locality, so United Kingdom, England, Leicestershire, Shearsby, and then it has the record type. And so this is cemeteries, there's census, church records, civil registration, any record types that are covered in the results, and then the number of collections in that record type. For example, there's one collection for cemeteries, one collection for census, and 7 church record collections, and so on. When you click on one of these results, you'll be able to see what is available for the record type for that locality. So let's click on a specific collection. And maybe I'm researching a family who lived in Shearsby in the mid to late 1800s, and we want to view a census to find them. So I can click the census, And I find census returns for Shearsby, 1841 to 1891. And that looks like that might fit the time period that I'm looking for. And so I'll go ahead and click on that. And that brings us to our collection page. And each collection has a unique page. At the top right, you'll again find tips and resources, the option to print this page, and then your catalog print list, which still has 0, but I'm going to click right under it and add to print list. I'll click that, and now I have one item in my catalog print list that we'll look at later. So in the gray box here, we have the title of our collection, which is Census Returns for Shearsby, 1841 to 1891. We have the author of the collection, the Great Britain Census Office. We have the format. It says it's in microfiche, microfilm, 16 millimeter, microfilm, 35 millimeter. And the language is in English. And then physical tells us the record is on 5 microfilm reels, 35 millimeter, 16 millimeter. Underneath the gray box, we have our notes section. And this will list important things to know about the collection. You might find it written in the language of the collection. It might inform you what can be found in it. Often, if a book is digitized, you will see here an underlined link, typically in darker blue or red, notifying you that there is an image available online digitally. And I will show you an example of that later. This one doesn't happen to have that. There also might be a WorldCat link for possible copy locations in other libraries. We'll go ahead and click on that one. And WorldCat, WorldCat is a resource for locating materials that might be available in thousands of libraries that have represented their collections on the WorldCat website, allowing you to browse these libraries from one search box. If an item is not available at Family Search, or if you are not close to the Family Search library in Salt Lake City to access it, you can check for the item on WorldCat to see if it might be at a library near you. And a tip, university libraries often participate in an interlibrary loan. So you can check to see if a book you are looking for might be loaned to a university library that is closer to you. And Family Search does not participate in an interlibrary loan. Okay, so that's WorldCat. I'm going to exit out of that and go back to our collection page. The subjects section on this page will list the locality subjects, and there will be a link here if there are different localities covered in this collection. Right now it's just England, Shearsby, England, but if there's different ones, you can click on those ones there, and it'll take you a link to the collections for that place. The film digital notes. This little spot right here is a place for if the collection is very large with many pages of sub-collections down below, then if you happen to know the specific film or image group number, you can type it here and it will filter to that number. And then under note right here, this is where it'll list the name of the different sub-collections within the collection. And so here we see sub-collections with the different, it's divided by different dates that are in the collection. The location will just tell us where that is located. So here it says Family Search Library. And the link here will help you to find the location of the library or other centers. The collection and shelf will tell us exactly where to find it in the British section on the B1 floor of the Family Search Library, so down in the basement. And it's in the southeast. So that can be helpful to go right to it when you're there. The film number is right here. And then this one is the image group number. And so those are two different numbers. You need to know which one you're using. And then over to the right is the format. And the format is the different icons that will tell us how to view the record. So if you see the camera, then that means you can view it anywhere that you see the camera. You can go right to the image. If you see a camera with the tiny triangle, this will depend, the viewing will depend on additional restrictions. So the microfilm may have been scanned, but have a contractual data privacy or other restriction preventing access. So this is often lifted by viewing at a family search center, either in Salt Lake or a location close to you, or it may be lifted by simply logging into your family search account. So try those things to be able to view it. And then not all images, when you see this, will be restricted. So you might just want to click on it still and see if there's a possibility you can see the ones that you want to see. Okay, if you see the magnifying glass, this means that it has been indexed. And so you can search the digital index. And if it is shown along with the camera with the tiny triangle, that means it can be searched with an index, but only the index can be viewed and the images would be restricted. So you can just see what is typed up, the information typed up about it. Okay, and then down here at the bottom, we have the microfilm roll icon. And this just means that the image is not available online and that you will have to go to the location indicated. And that's the Family Search Library for this one. And this one actually is British fish. And so here's the film number for that. So let's go back up to the one that we can view. And we're going to click on the camera to view the images of this collection. So this is our image viewer. The top left tells us the film number right up here. And then over to the right, we can toggle between the dark or the lighter mode. You can attach this source to your source box to save for later. And you can also attach to the tree. To attach one of these specific slides to your tree, you'll need to select one. So if I select one, then it opens up the option to attach to tree. And you can attach it to any individual on the tree. And as you click on this, it'll lead you through adding a source date, notes that you might have, and then you can put in the person's ID or you can find it in the tree. And it also sometimes will just help you by pulling out options that maybe you want to attach it to. So that's attached to tree. And then I'm going to go back to this one. Okay, so to the left, we see a small white box, and this shows us the image that we are viewing and how many images are in this specific collection. So I have selected right here image 6 of 581. To the right, we'll see more small boxes. I'm going to click on that image 6 so I can show you all the boxes. So the view grid, so this is what toggles between just one specific image or the whole grid of all the images. And sometimes this is helpful so that you can see the different categories that this film is divided by, and you can kind of see when they stop and start, if there's title pages. This is the download. So if you want to download the specific image, you'll click there. You can print the current record. You can toggle on full screen mode. You can go back. And then this is our adjust image tool. And you can adjust brightness, contrast, invert image colors, rotate the image, all the different things to help you maybe to view some of these images that are a little difficult to read. There's also the reset view if you've changed the view and you want to go back to how it was. And then the minus and the plus are for zooming in and out. These blue circles to the right and left will help you to navigate to the next page or the previous pages. And then down here underneath the image, I'm going to just move this up a little so you can see it better. But this will have, if the image has been indexed, then you can use this image index to read the information that has been indexed. This record obviously has not been indexed. And then there's also a link, if you click on information, this is information about this collection that we're looking at. And this one happens to include a listing of each of the towns in this particular film and a date that is covered also for that. And so that can kind of help you to navigate through this 581 images of film. Sometimes you will also find citations in this, down here in this box. And you can click this little X to the right of the information box, and then that information box will go away and you can see more of the image. And you can, if you want to go back to that, it'll pull, when you click that X, it pulls that open image info sheet. You can click on that and you'll have it back again so that you can look at that. Okay, so that's our image viewer. And I'm just going to go ahead and go back to the page you were at. I'll just click on this back arrow. Okay, and that is, we added that to the print list already. Okay, so next we're going to go back to the catalog. And we are going to search by surnames. So the surname search works best with an uncommon surname. So you can add in a keyword for more common. So you can kind of add in a filter that way. The surname search will not search for variants of what you typed, so it must be spelled correctly. You can only type a surname and not the given name. Typing your ancestors' surnames will also not guarantee that you will find your ancestors. So I'm going to type the surname let's do that right, Van Valkenburg, and then I will click search. And these results will show all collections that have the Van Valkenburg surname tagged. And usually a surname is tagged if it is a published genealogy. And so I might want to find a collection with church records. And so I'm going to scroll down all the way to the second page of these 37 results. And I will find Van Valkenburg church records. And I'll go ahead and click on that one. And this tells us that this is a book in English. Publisher was the National Association of the Van Valkenburg family, and it's 175 leaves in various foliations. As I scroll down, I can see that there is a digital image to view here, and I will go ahead and click on that. And this is our image view page. Oh, whoops, I don't know what happened there. Let's see, let's go back. Let's try that one more time. View this image. Okay, so this is our image view page. And over here, it has an identifier number. It tells us a little information about the different names that might be covered in this book. So some of the same information that was in the previous page. Over at the bottom is what you'll want to make note of, the access level. This can say public or restricted. Luckily, this one says public, so that means I can view that from home. And so I can click view inside, or I can just click right on the image. And this is our image viewing tool. And up at the top, it'll have the title. It'll have, there's how many pages there are, 166 pages. We're on page 1. And then there's some tools to adjust the image, like kind of how we saw before on our film viewer. And one of my favorite parts about this is the OCR search. And I can search for a specific name. So if I were to type in Richard there, then it shows me there's 19 results for Richard in this book. And I can click on any of these pages to view, and then I can zoom in a little bit and it will show me all the times. It'll highlight that for me. And so it's a great way, if you can view the digital book, to be able to see and search within it. So very helpful, the image viewer. And to go back, I'll just click on this X. And then I'll go back. Let's see if we can get back. Eventually, we'll get back. Okay, there we are. Okay. This also, so it has the subjects, has all the different surname subjects that are in this. And then it tells us that the copies, for copies, if the record is a book or a map, then it will be under copies, and this will tell us the location. This actually says headquarters, storage building. So this is in storage, but that's okay because we have the digital image of it. And so we don't need to go view it directly at the library. But sometimes if it is in storage and you can't view it for some reason, there is the option that you may be able to contact the library to see if it's possible to have it available when you visit. So I'm going to go back up to the top and add this one to our print list. And then we are going to go back to the main page of the catalog, and we're going to talk about titles. So searching for a word or phrase that would appear in the title of a book or other work. So that's what the title search is for. The more of the title that you type, the shorter the result will be. So if you do not know the whole title, just type the words that you do know that might be in the title. So maybe I wanted to find a book that is about genealogical research and maybe has that in the title. So I could type genealogical research here, and then I will click on search. And there are over 6,000 results of books about or topics about genealogy research. So what's great is the filter right up here at the top to narrow down the results. And I love learning about my ancestors from Finland. So maybe I want to do Finnish genealogical research. And I don't see, let's see, I'm going to click on language here. And I don't actually see Finnish in this list. It has all different languages, but Swedish is close. And so let's click on that and we'll click apply. And this happens to bring up the Beginner's Guide to Finnish Genealogy Research. And so I can click on that. And I'm going to add that to my print list right away. And then if you'll notice, there is a digital item, a digital version of this. And then also it looks like there's some available in other locations. So this down here tells you all the different locations throughout the world that this might be located. And also, I wanted to show you, if you view this one in WorldCat, this one will also show you that if I click on all libraries, let's see, just featured libraries, there's a lot of libraries that you can view this book at. So that's kind of a fun option there. Okay, next we're going to go back to the catalog search main page and click author. So author search is for the full name or just the surname of the author. So sometimes you can search for a specific repository here as well. So let's search for William Bruce Turner. And if I were just to type in his surname, Turner, and click search, there are many results, 843 results. So let's change that to, I'll filter over here on the right, William Bruce Turner, and click search. And then we just went specifically to him, and there's just 3 results, as it tells us in the parentheses. So when I click on his name here, I want to look at the history of Maury County, Tennessee. So I'm going to click on that. And I'm going to add that to my print list. And this is available at the Family Search Library. Let's see, scroll down here. At the Family Search Library on the 3rd floor. But when I click on the notes, I see that there's a little note that says Pages 309 to 312 are missing from the original book. Efforts to find replacement copies are being made. So it's also available on digital images. And so if I want to click on the digital version of this item, I'm going to click on that. And I'm going to view inside the book. And up here at the top right, I just want to see if pages 309 to 312 are in this one, that hopefully they scanned it before they missed out on those pages. And we'll click page 309. And I'm actually going to view the thumbnail because that wasn't quite page 309. So it doesn't go along with the book, it just goes with the image. And then if I scroll in here, I can see that right here is page 309. So those pages are in here. So I don't need to go worry about finding the book without those pages. So I just wanted to show you that. And we'll go ahead and exit, or actually we'll click on the back bar to return. Oh, it wants to know if I'm human. Okay, let's see here. And one more helpful tip is that author search, I'm going to go back to the catalog. Author search can include an organization such as a government or a religious organization or creator of any record. So I just want to show you one more thing here in the author search. If I were to look for Michigan County Court in the author spot and click search. So this one shows all of the results for Michigan Court, and I want to go all the way down to, let's see, Cass County, and I want to look at the Cass County. Oh, let's see. Let's try. Oh no, the marriage records aren't showing up. Let's do a keyword search here for marriage records. In Cass County. Okay, there we go. See, the keyword search can help additional searches to filter. Okay, the Cass County marriage records has a new icon that I wanted to show you. So we can see that this film has an image, but there's this new icon right here. And if you click this icon, it will take you to my latest favorite addition to Family Search, which is called Full Text Search. And this is available also on the main page of Family Search in Family Search Labs. But the computer here is being trained to read through many records that have not been indexed. So it can read old handwriting pretty well. If you see that icon, that means the computer is going to be your eyes and look for the name you type instead of you having to search the images one by one to find the name you are looking for. Some of these, you can, once you're led to here, you can search over on the right-hand side by keyword search or name search. You can type in a specific place or a year range, and you can also filter up at the top left here with the spot for collection, year, place, and record type. And so it takes a lot of different searching and trying all different name spellings and even putting parentheses around the full name that you search so that it can specifically narrow down on that name. But it's super fun, super helpful. And when you click on a collection, it'll look like this, and it will show the image, and then over to the right, it'll summarize the document. And so there wasn't a lot on this document that I clicked on, but typically it'll list everything that the computer reads, the whole page on there. So it's really helpful. And there was a wonderful Roots Tech class taught by my colleague, Julia Anderson, that will teach you all about full text search. And so if you have a chance to watch that and learn more about it, I would recommend it. And one of my favorite finds from full text search was a long will that listed my ancestors' children and all their spouses and grandchildren. And it was so helpful in extending a family line that we had been stuck on. Okay, so now that you are more familiar with how you can search by place, surname, title, author, and you know how to view the collection and understand how you can access it digitally or in person, depending on the availability, let's go a little faster through each of these. We'll go to the subject search by, and subject uses the Library of Congress subjects. And in the handout, it'll let you know of some of the subjects available: native races, nationalities, occupations, religious groups and languages, world history, geography, political science, law, fine arts, medicine, military, and naval science, and more. The more of a subject that you type, the more specific your results will be. For example, if you type immigration, click search, your results list will display many subjects or results, over 14,000. So if I type immigration and then I add another place filter, like specifically New York immigration, then click search, then that narrows down our results to 281, which is a little more manageable. And from here, I can find collections about immigration. And if I click, so immigration that's specifically to New York, if I click on Canada, and then maybe this first option that says alphabetical card manifests of alien arrivals, I can scroll down this page. I'm going to add that to my print list. But I can scroll down this page and I can see that you can view some of these images. And I'm just going to click on the view and scroll through here and show you some of these cards. And these can be really useful with a lot of information on them, names and birthday information. And so that's kind of a fun little collection to find. And I'm going to go back to our list. I'm going to exit a couple of those out. Okay. Then next, we're going to go back. We'll just go ahead and click reset here on the right. And we will talk about the keyword search. So the keyword search, which we already tried once with the marriage records that weren't coming up like they were supposed to, this can be very versatile because it searches not just the title or author, but everything in the notes section of the collection page, including names. So a keyword search will result in a list of titles in relevance ranked order, which means that titles that most likely match your search will appear higher on the list. And so it's often best to use the keyword search with another search option. For example, if I wanted to find collections about the Lund family, I might use the surname field to type in Lund. Let's see, I'll spell that right. And then I'll click search. And I have 122 results. And so maybe I just want to see if there's a Bible record or a Bible collection for the Lund family. And so in keyword, I can type Bible and click search. And that brings me to the Lund family Bible records. And if I click this one, I wanted to show you this one. I see there's a digital version of this item. And this is a fun old Bible that was digitized and viewable online. And you can scroll through the pages and see the images of this Bible with some family names and dates. Super helpful for that. And I want to add that to my catalog print list, you can also just add it right from here from your result list. So I'll click add, and then that updated my catalog print list. Okay. You can also use the keyword field to search for counties that may have changed names over the years due to different jurisdictions. That's one more tip. Okay, let's go down to the call number search. I'm going to reset my search terms. I'm going to exit out on a few of these, clean it up a little. Okay, the call number search. If you have recorded a call number of a book that you have found before, you can easily find the book. So let's go ahead and find the book with the call number 974.8 H2K 2002. I'm going to search for that. So this is what I was looking for. I'm going to go ahead and add that to my print list. And I can click on that book and see the page and the information about it. And it actually says this is available on the 3rd floor of the Family Search Library. So if you want to see what books might be around the book, so this is the German and Swiss settlements of colonial Pennsylvania. But if I want to see what other books might be around there, you can search in the call number search for you. I can just take off the last little bit of the call number. So I could just type in 974.8 H2K and take off the 2002 maybe. And then it will give me a list of all the books. There's 12 that it gives me a list of that are going to be around this book that I have already found. And it looks like most of the books that you would find on the shelf near this one are about Pennsylvania and the history of the early settlers. So I'm going to reset the search there. And then the film fiche number and or DGS number, this has to also be an exact search. If you search for film number 1795035, it will find that exact film. And the fiche numbers begin with 6, and they work the same way. You'll know it's fiche because it begins with the number 6. And then the image group number, or DGS, also works the same way. Oh, I'm going to add that one to my print list also. Okay, so the DGS number, if I typed in 4456469 and click search, so this will take me to a Spanish collection of Catholic Church records with online images, as it shows us here. And as we scroll down, it looks like most of this has been digitized and indexed, but it's kind of a long list. There's actually 2 pages. And so I'll just show you how this works real quick. The one that I was specifically looking for, I want to be able to narrow that, filter that to that one specifically. So I'll type in the film and then it brings that one up. And so from that long list, I have the specific one that I was looking for. And this happens to be the only one that was not indexed. There's just an image that I have to look through, but I'll go ahead and add that to my print list also. Okay, so we've covered all the different search by options, and I'll go ahead and click right here on our catalog print list. I'll show you, this is our print list for all of the records that we found today. And it has the call numbers and the information. If there's one that I maybe decide I don't need, then I can click on remove and it will just remove that from the list. You can also print the list. And this, I'll go ahead and show you how it looks when you print. Just looks exactly like the page did. Okay, so that is the catalog. And I hope that you feel that it's a wonderful resource today to find genealogical collections, books, magazines, and records in places all over the world. that are held in the Family Search Library in Salt Lake City, in Family Search affiliated centers, and right in your own home. And hopefully you're encouraged to search for your ancestors and the records found in the Family Search catalog. So thank you again for joining me today, and we will turn the time over to Alyssa, and we'll try to answer your questions.
Perfect. Thank you, Charlotte. That was so wonderful. It's so great to see how many different ways you can search the catalog to find the records that we need to find our ancestors. So thank you so much. So now we'll have time, as she mentioned, to answer some questions that you have about the catalog. And to give everyone some time to answer their type in their questions, I just want to mention a few things. The next Roots Tech webinar will be taught on about the Juneteenth special, Preserving U.S. Colored Troop Stories, which will be taught on Monday, June 16th at 12 p.m. Mountain Time. And you can actually view all upcoming webinars at the Roots Tech website. And I'll go ahead and post that link into the comments. So those that are joining us on Facebook and YouTube can find that link. And then also we would love to get your feedback. So if you would like to fill out the survey to let us know how it went, or if you have any suggestions of future webinars, feel free to post that in the survey. Okay, so we did have one question that came in during the class on YouTube, and it's from Melinda on YouTube. She asked, when the record is not digitized and the film is only at the Family Search Library, is there a way that I can see the film without going to the Family Search Library? And I know that's a big thing. I've seen in the comments, we have a lot of people from outside of Utah. So any suggestions on how to find stuff that's only at the library?
Yeah, I think you could hire a researcher to find it for you, but really you need to come into the library to view those restricted films. Sorry.
Yep. It's a great time to come to Utah. It's a beautiful state, but you can, like she said, you could see, do you have friends or families in northern Utah that could go to the library for you? And I actually did a little search, and Cindy's list actually gives you a list of any professionals or volunteers or other companies that do research services. So you could check for Utah and see if there's someone that you could have come through. And I also noticed on the Family Search community, which I think in 2 weeks, we're going to have a webinar about how to use the community. I've seen people ask, could someone go to the library and check this out for me? And sometimes there's someone that will volunteer and go look at a record for you at the library. So lots of options if you're not able to make it to Utah. But
yeah, don't forget to check if it's available at an affiliate library near you. Sometimes you just can't view it from home, but you can go to a center or affiliate near you, and it'll be viewable there. So that's worth trying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Do you want to quickly show, we did have someone else that just had a question about the centers. Do you want to quickly just show how you can find the centers?
Yeah. So on the main page of Family Search, you'll just see this little teardrop, and it says locations. And you click on that, and you can find a Family Search location near you, and it'll probably pull up what's closest to you, but you can find a different location, and it kind of shows you the different centers, the center, an affiliate library, or the Family Search Library. And there's links to find a center or an affiliate. And so, yeah, they're all over the place, all over the world. It's pretty great.
Yep. I think there's over 5,000 or something like that. It's amazing. And someone was asking what to do if there isn't one near them. I think you can talk to your local public library and ask them if they could become an affiliate. And I can't remember. I think you could just Google. There might be like a form that they can fill out. I think it's on the Family Search Library's website. I don't know if you know that, Charlotte.
I'm not sure about that.
I'll take a look to see if I can find it, and I'll give you the link to that if I can find it. Let me see if we have any other questions coming in. Not yet. So we have a couple minutes left. So I'll just give everyone a minute or two to see if anyone has any questions about it.
We must have covered everything.
Really, there's the catalog, at least for me, the catalog and the wiki are my go-to places to go find records.
Yes. Yep, for sure. Always check the catalog and the wiki.
Yeah, exactly.
And full text search now too.
And it's amazing because we've had full text search for a while, but I think it's just been within maybe the last month that they've connected full text search with the catalog. So it's even easier to find our ancestors in these records. It's really amazing what's been happening. Okay, let me see if we've got anything else. I'm also taking a look at the I'm just going to put a link to in the chat. There might be more about the affiliate libraries on this link and about the centers. So take a look at that and see if it gives you more information. Okay, we've got a great question from Melinda on YouTube. She says, does the Family Search Library send a book that has not been digitized and is only viewable at the library? Can it be sent to a local Family Search branch? That's a great question.
No, none of the books are, they all need to stay in the library. So yeah, we don't have interlibrary loan with the Family Search Library.
Yeah, we want to make sure we keep everything and that we don't lose them. So like Charlotte showed early on, you can use the WorldCat to see if there's a copy of the book nearby. And we are working on digitizing our books. We've expanded our scanning operations. So more and more will be digitized. So just keep coming back and see if we have it. And again, you can also see if you can hire someone or if someone would volunteer to go to the library for you and check that out. But great question. Okay, anything else? If not, we've got lots of great webinars coming up in the month of June, and I posted that link. So make sure you tune in. We've got the June 16th, we have a Juneteenth special. And then on the holiday Juneteenth, we'll be doing Find and Connect Your African American Ancestors with Family Search. And then on June 26th, we'll be teaching using the Family Search community. So lots of great classes coming up, and we'll be keep doing these every Thursday or most Thursdays and other days throughout the year. So make sure you tune in. We're so grateful for Roots Tech for collaborating with the Family Search Library and with others to provide these free webinars. So we hope that you can join us for these future ones. So it looks like we're not really getting any other questions. So we'll just end a few minutes early. So again, thank you so much for joining us. This class is live streamed on many Facebook channels and on YouTube and on the Roots Tech website. So if you want to rewatch it and check out these great tips that we've learned from Charlotte, go ahead and rewatch the recording. And you can also find the handout on the Roots Tech website, but I've also linked it on Facebook and YouTube. And just a reminder, if you want to fill out that link I sent out for the survey, go ahead and fill it out. We hope you have a wonderful day, and we hope to see you next Monday. Bye.
Bye.